Now let me go back to my colleague Deepak Badana. Deepak, coming back to you with the question of, Manish Sisodia. A lot has happened since the last elections, right? He was jailed as well. Then he is currently out on bail. Do you sense some sort of sympathy from the voters for this particular leader? How the picture has changed for him and how crucial this battle is going to be for him?
I mean, we should understand, how politically charged the whole atmosphere is. The past couple of weeks, there's been a lot of debate around a number of issues. There was the Sheesh Mahal controversy. There was the issue of a toxic Yamuna. There are issues. There were debates about corruption in the Aam Aadmi Party. The Aam Aadmi Party had fired back, calling, a number of different names and allegations with regard to the BJP. So the Aam Aadmi Party has been under siege, quite literally, for the past couple of months, which is one reason why Manish Sisodia was shifted to this seat where he is contesting against Sarvinder Singh Marwa, who lost the previous election from a BJP seat, and Farhad Suri from the Indian National Congress. Now, while this may seem like a tripartite contest, the contest really is between two parties. It is the Aam Aadmi Party and against the BJP. So what we're going to see here is that in such a politically charged atmosphere, the core vote bases of both these parties have crystallized. And the election is actually going to turn on the votes of those 15 to 20% of people who may have voted for other parties in the past or who are still sitting on the fence. Now, in such politically charged atmospheres, the main thing is what issue resonates with what constituency. And this is something that we are still figuring out. Has a toxic Yamuna, taken its toll on the Aam Aadmi Party? Because Kejriwal did get a fair bit of flack for his comments. He was taken up by the Election Commission as well. Manish Sisodia has tried to maintain a relatively low profile, speaking about core issues rather than going around making statements. Another thing to consider is how the BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party have been contesting their strategies for this election. While the BJP put all its, pulled out all the stops, brought every top BJP leader to Delhi, Aam Aadmi Party noticeably did not do any large rallies. Their strategy was actually mirroring something that they did in 2015, where they took, small committees that reached out to voters, going door to door. So will that, bear some good results for the Aam Aadmi Party, or will BJP finally, conquer this last bastion? This is something we'll figure out by the 8th.
Absolutely. Nivriti, now coming back to you with a question on Parvesh Verma, because he has been one of the BJP's strongest voices in the national capital, and he is against the top guns like that of, Sandeep Dikshit and Arvind Kejriwal. He has not hesitated while campaigning to go all guns blazing against the Aam Aadmi Party leaders. But how do his prospects look today?
Look, it is a three-way contest in New Delhi this time around. Earlier, we used to think that maybe it is only between Aam Aadmi Party and BJP, but this time around, after uh, some gain in Lok Sabha elections, the Congress has also emerged as a prominent party in New Delhi. We cannot say that Congress is going to uh, gain a huge number of seats in this election, but it is going to be it can be a kingmaker in this elections in Delhi, in New Delhi. So what we were talking about Parvesh Verma is that he has been an MP twice, and now he is contesting against Arvind Kejriwal in this constituency. Now, if we talk about Aam Aadmi Party and Arvind Kejriwal, Aam Aadmi Party was seen as the image was of corruption crusaders. Now, with the blame games happening and they are being accused of corruption, the Sheesh Mahal issue, and many other issues have emerged against Aam Aadmi Party leaders, leaders, the main leaders, including Manish Sisodia, Arvind Kejriwal, Satendra Jain, all of them going in and out of jail. Now there is a doubt in the minds of voters, if not all, but the leaders of other parties, they have been successful in creating some kind of doubt whether the image of Aam Aadmi Party, which was of a corruption crusader, are they really working in the direction of eliminating corruption or not? On this is the basis of Aam Aadmi Party coming up and contesting elections 10 years ago when they came and contested elections, and because of this image, they won the election. So this is going to be a big issue which is going to play a role, and if in any case uh, both Congress and BJP are able to create that uh, thing in the minds of voters that no, this is the party which had come on the image of being corruption crusaders. Now they are involved in corruption themselves. Then it might have an impact on the minds of voters. So this is how it is going to be difficult. And Parvesh Verma and Sandeep Dikshit, who are the other contenders, they may gain some upper hand in this contest. Talking about Sandeep Dikshit, although the Congress has come up in Lok Sabha elections, we cannot say that they are going to gain a number of seats in Delhi Assembly elections. But if they gain some seats like 5, 10, 12, 15 seats
Right.
also in Delhi Assembly elections, that will be a achievement or gain for Congress party. But one other role that Congress can play is that they can cut votes of Aam Aadmi Party. Like
Right.
the votes can be distributed, divided between these two parties that Congress has been claiming when we spoke to leaders of Congress party before these elections. They were saying that the voters of Congress, it is the voters of Congress who shifted to Aam Aadmi Party 10 years ago. So they are now coming back to Congress. That is what was stated to us by
Right,
various
Nivriti,
Congress.
I'll come back to you. My apologies for interrupting you over there. Shreya, now coming back to you with the question of Atishi, because she has been very vocal against both the BJP as well as the Election Commission, very interestingly. Do you think that she has managed to energize the voters this morning?
Ab- Absolutely. Speaking of Atishi, I have with me, voting day is one day when we see people of all walks of life, of all age groups coming out to exercise their very right in this democracy. With me, I have two such voters who have already cast their vote. I would want to come to you one by one. The main focus, we know Atishi is contesting from this very constituency, but as a voter, what would you say is the main focus for you, the narrative that has resonated the most with you in this very election campaign that we've seen for the last couple of weeks?
Irrespective of the political dispensation, I think what has resonated the most is education, attention to sanitation, as well as civic sense, basically, and how the government dealt with exigencies such as COVID, the lockdown phase, everything. I guess it is a cumulative impact of what we are witnessing today. And we're just hoping
Shreya,
that
my
we are
apologies
doing
for
our duty
interrupting you
and
over there. We have to
voting
quickly shift
towards
focus to Kabir's frame because I believe we have Manish Sisodia alongside him. Kabir, over to you.
Well, Sakshi, you're absolutely right. Manish Sisodia, he just walked in. It's one of those, key faces, key contests in the Delhi Assembly elections. He's just walked in, didn't speak much to the cameras. He's saying he's going to cast his vote. He's going to make the best use of his franchise, and then he's going to come out and speak to the reporters. First things first, he says, I'm going to go exercise my franchise. The acrimonious cacophony here on the streets of New Delhi, right outside Lady Irwin Senior Secondary School, where Manish Sisodia, the former Deputy Chief Minister, he stepped down owing to the liquor policy and all those several allegations that were doing the round. He is part of that trident of Manish Sisodia, Satyendra Jain, and of course Arvind Kejriwal. Sanjay Singh, of course, being the other member, but he's of course part of the parliament. In the assembly, those three faces that were instantly eliminated. What's going to happen this time around, like I was talking about, not just for Arvind Kejriwal, but for Manish Sisodia and for Satyendra Jain as well. This is going to be a certificate of honesty. We're going to keep tracking what's happening here. Back to the studio for the time being, but as and when Manish Sisodia is back, we can keep coming back to us.